Welcome to Talk Across America. I'm Doug Miles, and we're here in beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Joining us now, great to welcome on our Book Talk segment today, a woman who's hopefully going to help us as we are in the tail end of tax season as we talk today, but more importantly on how we can kind of manage our money for retirement. That's the name of the book. It's Retire Securely, Insights on Money Management from an award-winning financial columnist. We're joined today by Julie Jason on the telephone. And Julie, good to talk with you. How are you today?
I'm great. But you're in Tampa and I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah, well, weather's not that great down here. You had a rough go of watching some of the early baseball games. You had some snow up there.
Yeah. So, I would rather, I can't say that, can I? I'm happy to be in Connecticut, and I would love to visit Tampa someday soon.
So. Come on down and do a seminar or something on retirement. That'll work. Or a book tour.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Well, I know
as
we talk today, and again, people are finishing up their taxes, I would hope, because you only have another week or so to go. But really more importantly, people kind of, at this time of year, want to put their finances in order, and you look ahead to retirement. But boy, there's so much information out there and so much options out there. I guess it's kind of tough to zero in on that, right?
It's interesting that you mention that, because two things. One is, a lot of times people look at planning issues at year end, so New Year's resolutions. But retirement planning, it's better to look at everything from the point of view of taxes, because taxes have a big impact on retirement planning. So this time of year, right now, is the best time to think about retirement. And in terms of making certain decisions on tax time, just one very quick tip is for anyone who has not done their IRA contribution for 2017, for last tax year, they can still do it before April 17th. So they still have a few days to do that. But I can tell you this too, that when you're thinking about retirement, obviously it's a real challenge if you're 20 or 25 to be thinking about retirement. But that's really the best time to start planning and preparing. And the reason I say that is because when asked, people are retired, when asked what is their biggest regret, a lot of times the biggest regret is not starting early enough to save and to invest. So you take those two things together, and now is the perfect time to really sit down and try to figure out what your retirement will look like, what you want it to look like, and how do you make it a secure retirement.
I was going to mention, you just brought it up there, when I did my taxes a couple of weeks ago, that I have an IRA for my own, and it's always nice when you can tell them how much money you put in your IRA contribution. You take that right off the taxes, the income. So that's a nice little bonus you get there,
That's right. That's right. And then, there are a lot of things that can be said about IRAs and how to manage them. And they're an effective tool. And then if somebody has a 401k with a match, that's even a more effective tool.
Yeah, free
one
money.
Thing, it's free money, but it's more than that. If you think about what the name of the game is, which is accumulating enough wealth to retire on over a lifetime. And if you have a 401k with a match and you're not participating and you're doing something else, you're investing outside of that 401k, or let's say you're saving money in a bank account, which has zero interest, you're losing not only the opportunity, but you're also losing the leverage that time gives you. So one of the messages that I hope everyone takes away from today is that the importance of leveraging time. So someone who's young can make very small contributions to a 401k or IRA, and if they make the right investment decisions, which stock market investment decisions, they can accumulate wealth at a much less of an investment than if they wait until they're 50 or 55 or 60 or 65 to really start focusing on retirement investing. They're going to need a lot more capital the longer they wait to get the same result.
Right.
So leveraging time is so important.
I was reading the other day, again, a lot of people now, doing their own, what they call gig economy, or work for themselves, or, self-employed, whatever it is. You really have to manage the retirement completely on your own. You may not have a 401k opportunity. I guess IRAs are still an option for you, but so many people now kind of, doing their own businesses. How does retirement affect them? What can they do? Maybe a tip or two to kind of put something together.
They can set up their own retirement plans, and in today's world, you can actually set up something called a solo 401k, which gives you all the benefits of a 401k for yourself. But there are other plans too, like a SEP IRA, etc. So there are many ways to set up plans for yourself, even if you're a 1099 employee. In other words, you're supporting yourself. You work for yourself. There are tools available, and by the way. One of the other things that is different today than it was 20 years ago when I started writing the column is 20 years ago, people were asking me, where do I find information on X, Y, and Z? Today, they've got more information than they can work through, but there nonetheless is some very, very good information that is available for everyone to look at. And what I advise is to start with the regulators, because the regulators are unbiased in terms of what information they put out.
Right.
And some of the columns that I write are on that, where to go for information. Very, very important. It's just a completely different playing field today than it was before. In terms of planning for retirement, too, I mean, the other thing that, given the fact that the biggest regret of retirees is not starting early enough, you have to wonder why people don't start earlier. And that's one of my missions as a writer and as a speaker, is to get that message across, because to start early. And, if you think about it, everybody has two choices. You either have a choice of just not doing anything, which means winging it, or do something that can help prepare. And if you think about it, the preparation that you do, if you make that choice, just I'll just see what happens, versus preparing, you're talking about paying for a retirement that can last 20, 30 years or more. Mm-hmm. So think about why someone would not do that. It is an incredible thing to face the fact that people are not planning for retirement. They'd rather, it's amazing. It's amazing to me that the little bit of effort that it takes to plan for retirement is just not being done. And, the analogy is building a house. Who would build a house without a plan?
Right.
And retirement is much more important than really anything else, because, again, time gives you leverage. The decisions you make today build wealth, and wealth is needed for a long retirement to pay for bills.
I always thought, why in high schools or even colleges they don't have courses, and maybe even make them, it's mandatory in high school, and make them required in college if you can, no matter what your major is, and how to manage your money, how to handle retirement. That's part of what college is supposed to do, prepare you for a career, in high school as well. So why don't they do something like this? I mean, that seems to me make sense, and you don't see that. I don't know, maybe they're doing it now, but it wasn't there when I was in high school or college.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit of it now, but that is one of my missions to see that happens. And the fact of the matter is that teaching financial literacy is you really have to know what you're doing to be able to get the message across, to get the right outcomes. Right. And the fact is that there's not a very good method of teaching financial literacy. And I'm one who believes in two things: healthy skepticism and outcome-based education, where you see the outcome based on the decisions you're making. And that's what it's all about. It's what outcome do you want, and how do you get there? Yeah. So I'm not seeing that kind of education out there, but it's a cause of mine, and I'd love to make that happen. So what I do is I do that as much as possible through speaking and through my writing.
Well, keep up the good fight there, Julie. We need that good information out there, and we invite people to get the book called Retire Securely, really filled with a lot of your great columns, but you've updated them as well with updated information if they were written a few years ago. Julie, give out the website if you have one. People get more information about your book.
Yes. Yeah, so it's my name, juliejason.com, and it's spelled Julie, Jason, Jason.com. And you can find the book that way, but it's also available in local bookstores and on Amazon. And if you read the book and you like it, do me a favor, post a review on Amazon, because that helps get the word out. And write to me with any questions you have. I collect reader insights and questions for the column, and it helps other people when I can hear what's on your mind. So I do encourage that.
Great.
And I thank you for the opportunity of talking to you.
Julie, great talking to you, and hopefully we can do it again. Thanks for being with us.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us today on Talk Across America. Please visit our website at dougmilesmedia.com for more great interviews and content. And if you're interested in any of the books we talk about on the program, please click the Amazon link on our website. It helps support the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again real soon here from beautiful Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.